I'm just trying to give everybody a heads up, man. You can get through this. If I could do it, you can do it. And here's the steps. The steps is, I'm not going to take this shit. I'm going to be even better. And I didn't care about what everybody thought about me eventually. Because that's when I said, you know what? I'm going to be a great dad. And to be a great dad, I had to discover my purpose. And my purpose, in a way, being brought up by my parents that had 11 kids, there is always an expectation. And the expectation is, don't get in trouble, save for a rainy day, take care of your family, be a good provider, live amongst your means. There was no discussion about college and bettering yourself. No, it was just plain old hard work. In other words, get up and go. But here's the problem. Most people don't have dreams. And going back to the analogy of an athlete, how many athletes actually get to the big major leagues or pros? Very few. What is it? 5% or less? And ones that become superstars is 1%? Well, guess what? You got to look at your overall life, your career, your kids, and get through the divorce. You will get through it, no matter if there's financial obligations or not. You just got to make up for it. And I took a lot of risks. Did I ever think they're going to throw me in jail? Sure, I thought that. If I didn't make my obligations. Do you think anybody really cares? No, nobody cares. Attorneys are gone. Judges are gone. Your ex-spouse is gone. They just want to make sure the money is in the bank. And you can't miss a fucking day. And I'll tell you something. Once my bubble was burst during the divorce, everything was going downhill. I've mentioned this before. I lost my marriage. I lost my kids in the traditional way. I was demoted at work because they were ashamed of my position as the CEO and president of the company. They reduced my role to sales and marketing. They cut my salary in half before I was divorced. Do you think the court looked at that in a negative way, that we were playing games? Yeah. And my father had to testify at my trial. In a way, I was a loser, in so many words, to the court. Rock's not who he is, thinks he is. He's running the company into the ground. Unbelievable. 1988, 1989. That's how long it's been. And then I went through a divorce in 2022. And that was a strategic exit. EXIT. So the people that have commented were very similar to my first marriage. I didn't see it coming. I wasn't prepared. I'm an idiot. I didn't do what I needed to do to protect myself and my wealth and my kids' wealth. In a way, I had to start all over again. And I was in the hole this time. I was in the hole. Don't feel sorry for me. I feel sorry for you. I've been through it. And now that I'm in my 70s, I've achieved, in a way, everything I wanted to achieve. As a single person, a father, a man of integrity, business. I mean, I even have a father that's going to be 100. And he's sane. I still have that gift and that role model. I'm in my 70s. Do I have another 20, 30 years to live? Don't know. So these comments that are coming to me about, Rock, I'm pissed at the lawyer, or Rock, I'm this, I'm that. No, it's going to get over. It's going to pass. But you have to understand, you got to change your goals. You got to change your dreams. You have to change your priorities. And if your kids are a priority, fuck the career. Because God's going to take care of you anyway, whatever that is. And believe me, in my case, I was lucky. I was lucky that I got a kick in the ass and got all these demotions and obligations. Why? I had to adjust. Otherwise, they're going to throw you in jail. And that's serious. Or your kids are going to call you a deadbeat dad, or you're not going to be able to do things. You could make up for this shit. And understand, it's a long game. I was fortunate to go through my divorce at 33. That was a huge gain. I would go to men's group and these guys are in their 50s and 60s just going through the divorce. I had an opportunity to change everything and raise my kids the way I wanted to. In other words, in our family traditions. My ex-wife, the mother, didn't have the traditions because they had a broken family and they hated each other for years. And so what? Guess what happened? My ex-wife hates me, and that's okay. That's okay. And like I said, I never got a thank you for her lifestyle that she's had. 12 years of marriage and 22 years of spousal maintenance is what? Close to 50 years I took care of her. I just hope that my kids get the money. Oh, don't forget, they don't remarry after you get a breadwinner like me. No way. No way. Because it's down to money, okay? Now, I started my TikTok and I started my YouTube as a business because I want to help people. And I got a strategy, I got intention, I got purpose. But when I get these comments and I get this anger and so on, I've been there. But listen, it's not going to get you anywhere. It's not. You're going to be in the hole for a while, but you got to take some risks, man. And if you're working for a big brother or something like that, that's just a basic casual life. Casual, standard, content, stable. Everybody's got that. But when you want to excel and really have the independence that God has given you through a divorce, that's what you're getting. You're getting independence. And if you get wrapped up with a second marriage and what do you call that, a blended family, oh my God. My buddies have, none of them work. None of them. I've hardly seen any blended marriages work. And as I mentioned before, I hit almost everything. I got my retirement. I got my Social Security. I always had a goal. Once I hit all the goals, I was about 70. I said, what am I going to do? There's nothing else to do. What other achievement do I have? And I can't really help anybody in my age because they're already retired or got problems and, it's all negative shit. I've said, I don't want that. And what I really appreciate is my father has given me an example of a role model of how to live to 100. And believe me, he's had problems, and some of those problems were me. Okay? I'll talk to you soon. God bless.